my name is Cathy Ford. I'm from Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, and I have Fibrodysplasia Ossificans Progressiva. In short, it's FOP, which basically means that from head to toe, I'm a frozen statue. Anywhere there's trauma, bone grows. So the easiest way to explain it to people is everyone's a cake. Vanilla cake, chocolate cake, confetti cake is me. And then you have your icing. And when you put my cake in the freezer with icing, the icing freezes. So when you take the cake out of the freezer, you can't cut my cake because I'm frozen. Underneath, I'm still a cake. I might be confetti, but I think those are the best. But I'm frozen from head to toe. Everything's involved from my jaw all the way down to my ankles. The only things on me that still move are my fingers, and I can wiggle 8 of my toes. 2 of my big toes have been frozen since birth. I had surgery before I was 1 year old on my big toes and also my skull. They thought I had another diagnosis, which turned out to be false. So when I was 10 and a half, I was correctly diagnosed with Fibrodysplasia Ossificans Progressiva. If you want to learn more, you can go to www.ifopa.org. That's also known as India Fox Oscar Papa Alpha.org. I'm a police dispatcher locally to where I'm from. I've been there for 12 years, and it's something that I can do, and even though I'm disabled, I can help make a difference. There are about 900 cases worldwide with FOP. Misdiagnosis is very common. One of the other girls that is diagnosed with FOP was originally diagnosed with cancer, and they removed her whole entire arm. It's a difficult decision to make when doctors come to you and say that you have one thing and they make life-altering decisions and it turns out to be something completely different. My diagnosis for me luckily did not change really much from who I was when I was younger. I did live a full life for about 10 years. I figure skated, I rode bikes, I rollerbladed, I did everything that a kid could want to do, and in February of '97 I was diagnosed with FOP. I got my first Make-A-Wish from Make-A-Wish, New Jersey in September of '97, and a couple years ago I actually reconnected with Make-A-Wish, and on the phone they asked me what my wish was and what I remember, and I politely said that it was September 19th, 1997. I got a compact Presario 5000T, I got a printer, I got a scanner, I was a manager for a day at the Mount Laurel Best Buy. I went to Ruby Tuesdays for lunch in a black stretch limo with a lady named Sharon. So I think I remember everything from my wish. So good things did come out of being diagnosed. And now today, like I said, I'm a police dispatcher locally. I graduated from Stockton College with a degree in communications. I'm a founder of a 501c3 called Miss Welch, New Jersey Incorporated. I'm married. I have 10 furry, fuzzy, scaly, feathery children. I no longer drive, but that's okay. I think the most important thing to get from this message is you need to learn to adapt. Change is going to happen. It's all about how you adapt. So if you refuse to adapt to new situations, whether it's being disabled or you can't talk, or non-disabled, if you don't adapt, you will not continue to flourish. All right, if you want to learn more, ifopa.org. That's India Fox Oscar Papa Alpha.org. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Mary Bryner. I am the state coordinator for Kentucky for RAMP. I have known Tina now for about 1.5 years, and I thank her for the opportunity to be a part of this program. I met her through the Miss Wheelchair America program. With that program, I found out that I have the ability to advocate for people with disabilities, and I thank Tina for giving me a part in RAMP so that I can continue that. As a person with paraplegia, I have a severe spinal disease that has compromised my spinal cord, that has caused my spine to fuse itself and then narrow itself to the point that it compromised my spinal cord and put me in a wheelchair. I've been here for 21 years, give or take. Part of being in the condition I'm in means I'm in constant pain. People don't always get that. that when they bang into my chair, it hurts. When I was still in my manual chair, I had some friends take me to a restaurant that they assured me was perfectly accessible. But it was not. There were 3 steps up, and the only way for me to get into it was for a very nice young man to carry me in. My friends didn't seem to understand that not only did that cause me pain, it embarrassed me. I'm a grown woman. I'm 59 years old right now. At that point, I was considerably younger, but I was still a grown woman. I was a grown woman when I went into the chair. And no grown woman wants to feel like a 2-year-old being carried into a restaurant. So being able to advocate for people, but also to educate those who are not disabled, who do not have a person in their family that's disabled, to educate them in what it feels like and what it's like to be kept out of a building because of steps, to be kept out of a restroom because there's no stall big enough for my wheelchair to get in, to not even be able to get onto a sidewalk occasionally, to being blocked out of my van because someone decided it was perfectly okay to park in that nice, wide, blue striped area. And gave no thought to why that was different. It was just a nice, wide spot to them. I've been fussed at, I've been cussed at over them, but I've also had some good things. I've had the chance to teach young people what it means to be a little more empathetic for people in wheelchairs or with any disability. I've had a chance to talk in schools, to talk to our local government folks, to know that we're going to have a playground here next year for children with disabilities. That our new swimming pool, when we get it open, it's going to have a ramp and a lift to put me in the water so I can go swimming again. So it's been quite a ride, so to speak, but it's really wonderful to be able to educate folks and to advocate for those who don't have a voice. Doing something I never knew I could, something I didn't know I had in me, and something I never even considered before I went into the wheelchair. So think about that. Next time you go into a building, just because you can get in it doesn't mean I can. Every building should be accessible to everyone who wants to go in it. I should not have to fear an accident because I can't get into a restroom. I'm a grown woman. No one wants that. So think about it and know that we're out here, those of us who want to educate, who want to talk, who want to share, who want to show you what it is to be disabled, the good and the bad. And given half a chance, there's a lot more good than bad. Thank you, and God bless.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Curran Kekula. I was born with achondroplasia. It's the most common of the 400 types of dwarfism and skeletal dysplasias worldwide. As an adult, I stand 4 feet tall. Skeletal dysplasias affect bone growth, but generally they do not affect cognitive abilities. I will admit that my biggest pet peeve is when people talk down to me like I'm an adolescent, since I am 36 years old after all. 80% of people with dwarfism are born to average height parents, including myself. My father is over 6 feet tall and my mother and sister are over 5 feet tall. I had 8 medical procedures while growing up. Dwarfism is considered a disability that's protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act. People with dwarfism are really no different than any other person. We just happen to be a little shorter. We may just need a well-placed step stool. We're children, college students, business professionals, doctors, engineers, mechanics, artists, teachers, and so much more. We can do most things average height people can do. We may just need a little assistance. While growing up, I participated on sports teams with my average height peers and went to schools where I was the only person with dwarfism. However, during one point in college, there were 2 other little people attending that same school. I can drive a car with pedal extensions and travel just like everyone else. When I was 22 years old, I felt really discouraged by constant rejections after sending out 1,000 resumes and going on 100 in-person job interviews while I was trying to secure my first permanent job after college. In each and every interview, I was judged based on my size and was offered no constructive feedback on how I could do better. After I finally secured my first permanent job at Creative Artists Agency, the world's largest talent and sports agency, at age 23, I decided that I wanted to work hard, be taken seriously, and then find a way to advocate for more inclusion in the media, which leads to a more inclusive society that can ultimately lead to more job opportunities and a better life for people like me. I never want anyone to have to go on 100 interviews like I did before landing their first job. It's important for people to ask questions rather than assume people like me can't do things. Fast forward to age 27, I delivered my first motivational speech. Since then, I have delivered hundreds of speeches around the importance of disability inclusion in the media, workplace, and in schools. I'm a proud member of Little People of America, or some like to call it LPA. LPA is dedicated to improving the quality of life for people with dwarfism throughout their lives while celebrating with great pride little people's contribution to society. I currently serve as the National Employment Chair, advocating for more opportunities for little people, and the annual fashion show co-host. As far as fashion goes, fortunately, 3/4 length sleeve tops, above the average height knee dresses, and capri pants have become my go-tos without having to go to a tailor. In August of 2019, I married another little person with achondroplasia. We live in an average apartment with lots of step stools and hope to have a house and family of our own someday. It's possible for us to have a little person child or an average height child. I truly believe that we all have a role to play that can ultimately lead to a more inclusive society for all people. Stay connected, ask questions, don't make assumptions, and we're here to teach you.
My name is Dr. Alette Coble-Temple. I am a 48-year-old woman with cerebral palsy. My disability was caused when the doctors cut the umbilical cord 6 minutes before I was born. As a person with cerebral palsy, I have uncoordinated movement. I'm not able to walk or engage in fine motor skills. I also have what doctors label a speech impediment. Throughout my childhood and young adult, I tried so hard not to be disabled. I was taught I had to overcome my disability. Over time, I learned to be proud of who I am. I earned a doctorate in psychology, even though they tell me no one will be able to understand you. Who will want to share their problems with you? Because when people see you, they see problems. Today, I hold 2 full-time jobs. I am a university professor and a forensic psychologist. Do I have a speech impediment? No. I have the cerebral palsy accent, just like someone has a Boston accent or a Texas accent. My disability means I can think outside the box. I can be creative. Don't tell me what I can't do. Rather, engage in a conversation to see how we can help each other. Give us a chance. Learn how we navigate the world. Cerebral palsy is on a continuum. Some people can walk, others cannot even talk. But what's evident is we all have the cognitive capacity to succeed. Today, I am a proud mother, wife, and professor with cerebral palsy.